So anyway, I made some videos before about bisexuality, and even though some of them, I don't really have too much. I'd like to make more, but I really don't have too much stuff to really say. But anyway, I saw some people make some ones about things they like and hate about being one or being in their situation, and I thought that was a good idea for me, and I kind of made a list of some stuff, and I think some of my things I have aren't as typical of what other people have said, so maybe it will be of interest. I don't know. But, this is my personal ones for how it is. So I'll start with the negatives, because there's actually, not to burst a bubble, but I put more negatives and positives, because the positives really in the end is just kind of like you get to be yourself, which is definitely really huge positive. So if you are one, you get to be yourself. That's sort of a big thing, but with it comes a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, so they're in no particular order. So the first one is that big pet peeve is that people think that you aren't bisexual. So they basically say that you're either straight or you're gay, or they say you're just confused, and they'll say this for a long time. So that's probably a very big pet peeve about being bisexual, is that people don't believe that you're bisexual. And due to, gay people who are actually gay and who came out as bi first, which in itself isn't really wrong, it's just that it made it uncredible for people who were actually bisexual, because now no one believes that we exist because of this. And which is extremely unfortunate, because there's a shit ton of bisexual people. I mean, seriously, like half of the fucking female population is bisexual. There's a lot of guys who are bisexual, however, pretty much the majority of them are closeted. And I would know, because I've actually run into a lot of these individuals themselves, so where it's like, oh, that's nice, you're able to tell me, which is definitely flattering, you're able to tell me your secret, but you're not out there, I'm not asking anyone to wave a flag around of the bisexual pride flag everywhere they go, or to the grocery store, to work, or whatever else, but all you have to do is just, just have it say, like, interested in men and women, and on your Facebook, leave it at that, and date whoever you date, if it's a man or a woman, whichever way it is, and that's all you have to do is just be yourself. That's all I ask. But, not able to do that, so then when us folk that actually are bisexual and we're out about it, no one believes us, and everyone gives us a hard time because of that. So that's really annoying, because it's like, I'm not asking you to analyze me, I'm asking you to just believe in it, which is unfortunate now, because people won't believe in it, just because a small group of gays and lesbians who were actually gays and lesbians thought that they were bisexual, and they later quickly came out as being actually gay. It's between that and between the way that people think that you're either straight or gay, so even if some of them were bisexual and just leaned towards, like, the same sex and never got back into a relationship with the opposite sex, yet they still could be attracted to, like, the outsiders who believe in it being one way or another, they just box you in gay. They don't even think about you actually being bisexual. So it's not just, that certain group's fault, but then it's also this whole ignorant population seeing it as that, which is also really annoying. Second thing that I hate about being bisexual is that people, mostly men, automatically assume that I will fuck them. It doesn't matter if I'm single, it doesn't matter if I'm with a woman, it doesn't matter if I'm with a man. It's just like, a person will just automatically go up to you and be like, hey, can I get a blowjob? Or, hey, can we do some oral? Hey, can we experiment? Can we fool around? I'm like, and they don't even usually ask. They just outright demand, like, as if there's no way that I would turn them down, which is kind of insulting. I mean, I think it's flattering if someone's attracted to me and would want to do something sexual because they're attracted, but actually literally expecting me for them to have sex with them, especially since I've been with my girlfriend for 5 years, and it's only because I'm bisexual that if I was listed as being straight and was perceived as that no one would ever do such a thing, that is really annoying. Bisexuality does not mean loose, does not mean promiscuous. In my perspective of it is that, okay, like, I'm with my girlfriend, so, okay, for instance, like, if I was a straight guy, and if I'm with my girlfriend, I could be out, going out to wherever it is I would be out in public, and I would see another girl I'd find attractive, and I would find them attractive, but I wouldn't hit on them, like, in person, and I wouldn't try to cheat with them, or whatever else, I would keep that attraction inside my head, and if, my girlfriend is okay with me saying, hey, I find that person attractive, but then leaving it as that, then that's okay too. But, so for me, it's like, okay, like, I have that same thing, but with both genders. I've been with my girlfriend for 5 years, and I've never cheated on her. I've had, like, one time doing an outside experience, but that was, like, with her permission. So for 5 years, I've never cheated on her. And I have double the temptation because I'm attracted to men and women. So when I go in public, I'm not only being attracted to women, I'm also being attracted to the males that I'm attracted to. And at the same time, this does not mean I'm attracted to everyone. Doesn't mean I want to fuck everyone. Doesn't mean I find everyone attractive. It doesn't mean that I have no standards and I have no set of specifics of attraction that I just simply find everyone attractive. It doesn't work that way. So, for me, someone that is being monogamous for that long, and dating someone, which is, to be honest, I don't know anyone in my situation that has dated a woman for this long and hasn't been engaged yet alone married. So I'm kind of one of the guys that I know out of all my friends I've had the longest relationship with, and I'm not even fully heterosexual. So, to say that I'm, someone is gonna try to get sex out of me, to say that I'm just gonna, like, give it to them, and not only that, that they just expect it, is really fucking annoying as shit. It's really, really annoying. I'm not in an open relationship, I would like an open relationship, that would be nice, but my girlfriend is not comfortable with that, so because of that, I am monogamous for her, and, I just think it's annoying that just because someone is bisexual and not straight, that they automatically are pinned as an easy fuck, and that they have no standards, and that they would never turn anyone down because they just find everyone attractive, and they especially find you attractive. That's just really annoying. That's kind of one of the big things that's happened to me the whole time I've dated her. So, anyway. The third thing is, that pisses me off about being bisexual is how the media sensationalizes celebrities who come out as bisexual. It's like the way that they do the graphic designing. Like, if you go on YouTube, or if you go on, I don't know, like Hollywood, E.T., or any of this other type of stuff, it's like, they make it like, it's like, this person is bisexual, oh my god, and just put out all this stuff. It's like, okay, that's great that, it's being broadcasted that, hey, this person's out, and people know who this person is. That's great exposure, that's a good thing. But the way how they do it, with the sort of the media and the graphic designing, and all of the splash, it makes it seem like fake. And I really honestly think that that's a big reason why people think bisexual don't exist, because it's the way how they portray it in the media when a celebrity comes out. It's almost like a gimmick. It's like a Miley Cyrus album. It's like something that is so artificial with no real substance at all. I mean, like even like Lady Gaga, just like it was a few days ago, actually like stepped out in front of a crowd, was like, yeah guys, I really am bisexual. I know that I'm popular as hell, and I know that my music's sensationalized, but my sexuality is not sensationalized. I really actually am this way. Like, she actually had to do that because she's a celebrity, and because of the way how it was, because it was blown into like a sensationalism. So that's really annoying, unfortunate, and I think that is it's a big cause of why people don't think it exists, because they believe it's just like something in a movie script. It's just a character. It's not real. It's not the person who lives next door. It's not you. It's not your teacher. It's not your parents. It's a character in a 50 Shades of Grey-esque novel of something that doesn't exist. Like, that's the way that the media portrays it when these celebrities come out. So, that's annoying. The fourth thing that I find that I hate about being bisexual is that, basically, if you're a guy, if you're with a woman, you're straight. And as soon as you date a guy, you are gay. Forever. And ever. No turning back. There's no way to turn back. So it's like if I was to go out and to date a guy right now, or had a boyfriend right now, then I would be seen as, oh, I don't have attraction to women, I'm just in denial of my gayness. I'm just in denial of being a homosexual, even though I'm living a quote-unquote homosexual lifestyle and having a boyfriend and living with him and doing whatever sexual things or whatever, or just having a job or whatever else. So, and then it's like, not only would they say that my attraction to women would not exist when I'm dating a guy, if I was to have that relationship not work out for some reason, and then to date a female, then people would still be like, oh, look, you're gay. Why are you dating a female? You're just in denial about being gay. It's like, once you are to date a man, you know, like sort of the romantic part, it's like some people might let you off the hook if they know that you just did an occasional sexual thing, but to fall in love with a person of the same sex, that is true gayness, man, you can never come back from. That's the way how people think, which is bullshit. I mean, it's complete and total bullshit. You know, like, for me, I mean, I'm with my girlfriend Sarah, we're probably going to get married, probably going to engage, I'm probably not going to be with anyone else if everything all turns out. But if something doesn't turn out, I would just date whomever I would be with that would be a male or a female that would have the best compatibility and makes me happiest of those. It kind of wouldn't matter in the end if it's a male or female. That's not like the deciding factor. It's the other factors. So, you know, if I was, you know, say date 5 guys, 10 women at some point in my life before finding the one, like some people do, like, you know, with only one sex, if I was to ever cross that line into romanticism with a guy, then I would be considered gay for life, never ever able to turn back from, and any claim of me being attracted to a woman would be a total lie. So that's extremely annoying as hell. Not only that, I would be pissed that just because I was out holding a hand with, like, a boyfriend I would be dating, that I could get beat up. But if I'm holding a hand with a female, I'm not going to get beat up, even if I'm wearing eyeliner, even if I look more feminine or whatever. That's also something that really pisses me off about society, about being the bisexual. So it's not only this, you have to think about this too, is that a lot of my friends, like, a lot of my closer friends are people who are more straight. So if I was to date a guy, that would make them even more uncomfortable, and they may stop being my friend. So then I may end up becoming friends with gay people in the gay community, you know, because of my relationship status with someone of the same sex. So most of my friend network be supportive of that. But then if I was to date, you know, go back to dating a woman, that whole support network of those particular friends may feel alienated if I dated a woman. just like some of my straight friends would feel alienated if I dated a man. So it's like, you have the tendency to lose some closer friends based off of what gender your partner is. So that's extremely, extremely annoying thing, an unfortunate thing, that makes you kind of like distrust people, and it makes it harder to kind of trust people, someone to be friend, to know that they're going to drop off of your life just if you dated a person of a different gender than what they kind of are used to, that aligns with their, comfort and thinking. It's just like, if you would have listened to me in the frickin' beginning, and know that I like both sexes, then if I'm with my girlfriend and happen to date, and that doesn't work out, and if I date a guy, then I wouldn't have to worry about the distrust from you. So, that's the thing, a lot of people just don't listen, they don't believe in it. Good, okay, I still got some life in the battery. Alright, the sixth thing that I hate about being a bisexual is just how some particular gays and lesbians are just so against bisexual people. This was something that, before it came out, I had no idea of. When I came out as bisexual, I ended up, talking to tried to, befriend with some people who were gay and lesbian, and I realized some of them had extreme problems with it. I mean, really hatred. Actually, I made a coming out video. My first, I only did one. My coming out video of being bisexual, all the hate I got from it was from a gay man. Actually, from 3 of them. I had no one on there commenting about that video who were straight and who were, against it. It was all gay men. That's something I would have never expected. So, I feel, a little let down, because it's when I first came out, it's I was I thought I had the whole, LGBT and parts of the whole gay and lesbian community behind my back, that were I approve of you, or I'm here for your emotional support if you need it on this particular topic. And it was not the case at all. Definitely don't get me wrong, I have one of my best friends is gay and he has no problem with it, so it's not all gays and lesbians for sure. But I was disappointed that it wasn't the whole thing, that there was actually prejudice against bisexual people strictly just for being bisexual. That was within the gay and lesbian community. So that was something that was really upsetting me and shocking, because I really wanted that support, and I didn't get it at that time when I kind of needed it, I felt. So it made it, less people that I could come to for, just, trying to figure out how to, handle the whole thing and emotionally how to cope. At the time, I'm fine right now, and, I have been, I'm very comfortable, but, the first year, when I really came out and didn't keep hiding it or whatever, it was a rough period. So anyway, seventh thing that I hate about being bisexual is that it's the lack of, I think I pretty much basically said this in the other point, but it's just, I've encountered a lot of bisexual or bi-curious or heteroflexible men that are hiding in the straight vicinity. If these guys were able to come out, I really think it would help the bisexual exposure for males, because it's so poorly represented that it's to the point where it's no one even thinks bisexual men even exist. Some people will believe these particular people will believe that bisexual women exist, but they won't believe bisexual men. They do exist. The big problem, is just this very well, it's just I'm one of the only people I know that I can think of in this position. Virtually every person that I know of that leans straight and is bisexual, that has actually done stuff with a male, has dated in secret, and other stuff, they do not tell anyone, and they are really, really good at it. They don't tell anyone. I'm the first person they would ever tell, and the only person. And, I'm flattered that, that they went to me for, this comfort, but I'm really fucking pissed that if they're out there being represented, this would be a group of guys that look straight and act straight and are that normal masculine, and people would be like, "What? You're bisexual?" Then that would really help, because yeah, it would really help, because with the bisexual people, there really is no image. There are people that look and act completely gay and look and act completely straight, and then there's transgender people who are, the gender presentation is so fluctuating. It's so much of a biggest variety in the bisexual people for males and women, and I mean, there's a lot of people you would not expect that are, believe me. So, the other thing that pisses me off about being bisexual is that how many straight women, like fully straight women, and some bisexual women who would never date or marry a guy just because he's bisexual. Now look, I can understand as far as a bisexual male who's closeted, who's lying about who and what they are, so, that would make sense. You should protect yourself from them, because they could give you HIV, or they could leave you for a man, because they could secretly be gay, because you found out they're bi. That's definitely understandable. But, I don't like the idea of I'm going to be discriminated against by women when I'm completely sure of who I am, and I even understand what percentages of male women I'm attracted to and exactly what I want in partners. So that's no excuse to rule out stabilized bisexual people who are confident, who are understandive, and who are honest about who they are. I don't think it's right for women to I think they're being paranoid about those particular people, like people like me, that they should not be paranoid of. I understand the closeted, down low people, because it's kind of like they're lying and you don't know what they're doing. But for people who are up and honest, and they know themselves, and they are honest, and they communicate, there's no reason for you, if you're a woman, not to date one. I mean, unless if they're like 90% gay and 10% straight, because then, you might be the only woman that they like, but, it could still definitely work, but it would be less likely, But for guys that, who are out and who lean straight, or who are more like evenly balanced, there's no reason for, you as a woman to be paranoid of such a person. But, yeah. It's starting to die. Alright. Last two things. One of the things I hate about being bisexual is how people think I have HIV, AIDS, STD. Alright, just because my mind has found a person of the same sex attractive does not mean I did promiscuous, unprotected sex, and I'm now infected with HIV, and I'm now going to infect other people with. Yeah. Pretty much, basically, it isn't bisexuality in itself, it isn't even homosexuality in itself, it's a problem. It's people who are fucking idiots and stick the dick in a bumhole without a condom. And without any lube, so that makes it break and bleed. Or people that are doing butt sex and they have cuts and shit all over themselves, or whatever else. Or people, having one-night stands with people that they don't know they could catch an STD because you just had sex with someone that you don't really know how they stand. So, it's that stupidity that is to blame, not bisexuality and homosexuality itself. Bisexual, homosexual sex that is protected with a condom when you know your partner, that are not infected, is the exact same result as a heterosexual man and woman with a condom. They do know each other, that are STD free. The result is the same. It'll be clean. Which means I don't have anything. And I'm not a walking AIDS fucking virus. Anyway, number 10. One of the last things that really pissed me off about being a bisexual person is that how there's a lack of in-person groups that you can go to for being bisexual. Yeah, there's LGBT groups, but because of that said discrimination by some gays and lesbians, some of those groups could be like founded or being run by, you know, a gay or lesbian that has that tremendous prejudice against bisexual. So you could go there and be like, I'm gonna get help, and instead you'll just wind up feeling like total shit about yourself and unwelcomed, and it's really an exclusive party for just the gays and lesbians, even though it said the whole LGBT thing. That's a big problem. So there really isn't very many groups that it makes it sort of like guaranteed inclusive that is LGBT oriented, so there needs to be some groups that you can go to that's live in person that addresses specific bisexual issues that only bisexual people really go through. Would be really great. It would definitely save on the therapy bill, especially since you would go to a therapist and pay them, and they don't know anything about it, and they just give you the same old shit, and they don't help you. There has been a few internet sites and forums, it's good, but, you know, I think it emotionally is a lot better if there was more in-person, you know, services. So that's the take on things I hate about being a bisexual. My situation.